Lakers. Bron and AD balled, but the Russell Westbrook edition still a work in progress, normally averaging a triple-double, putting up single digits in every statistical category. Kendrick Perkins, can you hear me, sir? There he is. Yes, he can. Perk, I'll start with you. Is this LeBron's most challenging path to a title?
Hell no, Molly. No, and no. And anybody think different is crazy. I'm here to tell you right now.
I'm crazy, damn it.
The biggest challenge.
We know that.
Yeah, we already know that. We already know that. So that just just from hearing your tone, I know you about to disagree with me, and I knew we couldn't go a whole show without getting into it. So I'm ready to make some hamburgers because I got beef. Listen. When LeBron James went back to Cleveland, okay?
Right.
That was his hardest path. Remember, Dan Gilbert, he called the man a Benedict Arnold when he left to go to South Beach. You know, I was in that locker room, not when he won the title, but I was there the 2 years before then when he had lost to Golden State, And do you know how hard it is being in the locker room when a guy, your franchise guy, the face of the league, and LeBron James and Dan Gilbert, the owner, don't even speak to one another? It's strictly business. So then you take it to this championship that he won against a 73-9 team, the Golden State Warriors, right? Arguably the best team that was ever assembled. I mean, it was 73-9. Being down 3-1 in the NBA Finals. And LeBron James came and walked that down and won the championship. That was his hardest path and will be his hardest path ever in his career.
Oh, please. That is utterly ridiculous. First of all, let me tell you something right now. I got a new nickname for you. It's affectionate, though, because it's beautiful. I'm just looking at the way you look right now. Santa Perk. That works for me with the beard and the whole bit. I mean, if you put on the Santa Claus outfit, Santa Perk. That's what we're going to go to Santa Perk. That's what we're going to call you from now on, or Uncle Perk. Either way works. But here's the deal. I get where you coming from, bro, because you brought in the emotion and the LeBron James, the Dan Gilbert relationship. You obviously is intimately involved in it. You know all about that stuff. I get all of that. Here's the flip side to it. I took the liberty, Kendrick Perkins, of hearkening back to what road LeBron James had to go through in order to win the chip. So we got the Detroit Pistons that they took out in 4 games. They weren't much back in 2016. You know that. Then after that, it was the Atlanta Hawks. Before Trae Young got to town, they weren't much to brag home about. We know that. Then you had the Toronto Raptors. Now with Kawhi Leonard, with DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry and those boys. And you know LeBron had their number for years. The road to prosperity, it wasn't that tough. Now, when you went against Golden State, that's different. Here's my issue. You know good and damn well if Kendrick Perkins hadn't got suspended. You understand what I'm saying? In that game 4, when LeBron dropped him on the floor and Kendrick Perkins kicked his feet up, but because he had kicked his feet up one too many times in the postseason, Adam Silver in the NBA decides to give LeBron James a damn stimulus package, suspending Draymond Green for that game 5. Andrew Bogut and Iguodala got hurt in game 5. They weren't any good for the rest of the series, and as a result, even when Draymond came back, they were handicapped. Golden State should have took them out at 5. Now we get to now, and this is why I completely disagree with you. You see what's going on in the Western Conference, my brother. You see what's going on. When LeBron James went to Miami, your role was Indiana. When you went to Cleveland with Kyrie and Kevin Love, your role was Golden State. Now that you in L.A., you got Golden State as a problem. You saw the Clippers last night, and that was without Kawhi Leonard. Mm-hmm. I got news for you. With Ty Lue, who you recognize and I recognize as arguably the best coach in basketball, you got him to go through. You got Phoenix, the reigning Western Conference champions. We can't sniff at them. I'm looking at you got Utah that you just finished blowing up. Jamal Murray is going to be back for Denver with the Joker and Michael Porter Jr., who's ascended. And I'm not going to just summarily dismiss Portland. I know Dallas looked awful last night. I'm certainly not going to count them as a title contender, but Luka makes some noise. You never know. When you look at all of these damn teams in the Western Conference and what you got to deal with during the regular season, just to position yourself appropriately for postseason action, that's where I get in terms of, all right, the road ain't going to be easier for LeBron.
Well, answer this for me, Stephen A.
Sure.
Answer this.
Sure.
Who has the best roster in the Western Conference? Out of all those teams you name, who has the best roster?
Right now, it's the Lakers.
Yeah, for sure, right? 6 future Hall of Famers.
Okay.
6 future Hall of Famers.
Okay.
You're talking about LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 players that are arguably top 10 players in today's game.
No, I think both of them are easily top 6. Top 6, yes.
Okay, yeah, in the top 10. Because Anthony Davis go fall at 6, so they put him in the top 10, right? And then you have Russell Westbrook, which one could argue puts him in the top 15. Okay, and then you have Carmelo Anthony. You have Rajon Rondo. You have Dwight Howard. You have everything in the world. They have the best roster. They should be able to beat everybody. You know why? Because they're stacked, right? So one could argue that this might be the most talented roster that LeBron James has ever had. So that's why I'm going to go against your argument about how strong the Western Conference is, because this is the most help that he's had since he's been playing.
Well, it's relative, because the bottom line is he might have had less help when he was in Cleveland or when he was in Miami, but they were still the favorites. They still had the better talent. They were still the creme de la creme that everybody was shooting for. So what I'm saying to you is that I'm looking at the level of competition. You're looking at the roster he's playing with. I'm looking at the competition. When he was in Miami, it was Indiana with Paul George and the crew. When he was in Cleveland, it was Golden State, because there wasn't really anybody in the East that could mess with them. Now that he's in the West, I gave you 5 teams. I gave you Utah. I gave you the Clippers. I gave you Phoenix. I gave you Denver. Okay? And I'm just saying to you, you can't ignore that reality. There are more teams there to give them a run for their money. He's always been, in terms of those situations in Miami, Cleveland, and this season, in those championship years, he's always been the team to beat in his respective conference. The difference is now you don't just have one team. You got multiple teams that got a chance to make some noise against him.
All right.
You know I'm going to get you back, though.
I know you're going to get me back because I got you on this one. It's all right.
No. I wasn't talking about the argument. I'm talking about the Santa Claus. The Santa Claus look. I'm going to get you back. I'm going to get you back.
I think you look very handsome. You got the fresh shape up. I like it.
We didn't say
it looked very nice.
the brother looked bad.
I didn't think Santa at all.
The brother looked bad. He just looked like Santa Perk. That's all. We didn't say he looked bad.
Perk, I'm talking to you. So LeBron was obviously a part of the NBA 75th anniversary team, but some notable names left off. What was your biggest issue with that list, Perk?
Molly, first of all,